Yo, brother, it's time for us to start talking the real, man. We've been sugarcoating too much. We've got to start calling everything out for what it is.
Well, hi guys, up in the mountains of Southern California with the S18. I love riding this wheel on the trails, and thought I'd take this opportunity to give you my views on the upcoming 4 wheels that are being released in the community as of right now, and probably over the next few months. And right now I think it's October 10th, 2021. So of course we've got the Kingsong S20. We have the I guess the veteran Abrams, the Gotway Commander, and the Gotway Hero. And just thought I'd give you my perspective on these 4 wheels and what excites me. Got a little cheat sheet here. So and I'm going to go on in what I consider the most exciting wheels first, down to the least exciting for me. Of course, this is very, very subjective. So the wheel excites me most right now is the Kingsong S20, and I actually bought one. I don't expect to see it till January. That's my prediction. Sometime in January we're going to get it, and my sense is Kingsong has been inundated with orders for the S20. I mean, it just looks like a fantastic wheel. And, as a suspension wheel, it's a second generation from Kingsong's perspective. Of course, the S18 preceded it. I love the S18. It's been nothing but great for me. And, but it is kind of a small wheel nowadays, in my mind. I'm used to I really enjoy the big, powerful wheels. I guess on the bottom end would be the Gotway RS, and then up from there. The other wheels, smaller than those, some of them can be very nice wheels, but they're just tend to be a bit underpowered. They don't have range. They don't have as big of tires. I don't know. I just I like the big wheels, and the S20 looks like an RS class wheel in terms of size, weight, capacity. Looks like it's going to be a kind of a heavy wheel. Again, I like the big heavy wheels. There's a sense of stability that you get with the heavier wheels. You do lose a bit of agility, but then again, the S20 is not going to be a monster pro type wheel, right? So I like the fact that seems like a bigger wheel. I love the fact that it's got a 2200 watt hour battery. Fantastic. That's got to be. You can fact check me, but I'm pretty sure that's the biggest capacity wheel that Kingsong's ever made. So that's great, and that excites me. This 1100 watt hour wheel, unfortunately, that keeps me from riding it a lot. There's only select trails and such I can go for, spend a few hours out riding with this wheel. I can't take this on any group rides, and I love group rides. And many of the group rides nowadays are, at least in Southern California, are pretty long. This is out of the picture. I can't take it. Well, with the S20, 2200 watt hour, wow, that just opens up so much. Be able to ride that on a lot of group rides and do a lot more exploring with it. I guess the only other item talk about is 126 volt. That's pretty exciting. What's that going to do? Every bump in voltage we've experienced, that I've experienced, starting at the 67 volt wheels, it's been phenomenal. 100-volt wheel is so much more powerful than the 67-volt. And now we're doing a jump that's almost as much as a 67 to a 100-volt wheel. It's really exciting. So S20, the number one wheel in my mind of the 4, and I can't wait to get mine in January. Well, I'm here at the top of Mount Wilson. That's the 100-inch telescope, Mount Wilson telescope, famous from probably the 30s. At one point, it was the largest telescope in the world. And climbed about 4,500 feet to get here. The S18 has about 50% battery, which is great. And she had no problems getting me back home. So, what's the next wheel that excites me out of those 4? It's the Commander, which may surprise some people because I don't think the Commander has been getting much love from what I've been seeing. But it excites me almost as much as S20. They might be a tie. I'm almost positive I'm going to be getting one. And probably shortly after this video is released, I'll be testing the Commander from E-Wheels. Jason's sending me one. So I'm excited for this wheel. Basically it's a Gotway wheel. I'm sure when you open it up, and I'm going to open it up, it's going to look pretty much like a Gotway wheel inside. And I kind of feel the same way about the Sherman too. If you open that up, if you're blindfolded or if you don't know anything about the history, you'd say, "Oh, that's a new Gotway wheel." But it's a Sherman-esque type wheel. Obviously, it looks kind of like the Sherman, but it's got a huge battery, 3,600 watt-hour, 20-inch tire, so it's pretty much like a Sherman except with a much bigger battery. And so it's going to be heavier, which means it's going to be more stable. And I'm really excited because it's a smaller wheel and a smaller motor, watt motor. There's potential that it could be the longest range wheel yet made on planet Earth. And I love my long rides. So if I could do 100, I have a couple 110-mile rides plotted out that I just can't do right now. Out in the mountains where I can't charge. And now there's 2 versions of this. I'm getting the high torque version any day now. And the one I'm going to buy, I'm sure, will be the high torque because I'm a high speed guy. 30 is okay on these powerful wheels. 30, 35 maybe. So that's it. So the Commander, really excited for that. And if I'm going to get one, which again I think I am, I'm not going to have to wait till January. Like I've said before, Kingsong in Motion, they release, it seems like one wheel a year. And then they release it, and it's months before you get it. Gotway, man, they crank these wheels out. The Commanders are shipping. I know people who have already purchased one and are in the process of getting them. So that's the Commander. Well, the third wheel. Now this, for me, is quite a bit lower down the list than the S20 and the Commander, and that's the veteran Abrams. So I like the looks of the wheel, but really disappointed when the battery capacity was dropped to 2,700. Again, but for me, I'm a range guy, right? I like to go on long rides. And this is a 22-inch wheel. So this is like the old Monster. And it's really odd. They're calling it off-road, at least that's the name, and plastered on the side. Now, it does have a 3,500 watt motor, but we have that in the EX and the Monster Pro, so it's not an unknown type motor. So unless it has some unearthly amounts of torque, I don't see this as being a good wheel for these kind of trails where I'm up in the mountains, where I'm climbing, descending. Flat trails, great. The old Monster, all the Monsters have been fantastic wheels on, mellow trails. but not rough trails. So, just gonna have to see. I'm really, so it's just a big wheel, smaller battery, and I don't know what the torque is gonna be like. Is this just gonna be a smaller version of the Monster Pro, which is not winning any torque awards or get up and go awards, and it's the same price as the Sherman. Why not buy the Sherman? They're still making the Sherman. The Sherman is still the best wheel going right now. So I don't know, mixed feelings about that. I'm gonna have to see it. I'm gonna have to ride one to see if, wow, is it worth getting? But it seems to me it's positioning itself, I don't know, with that battery. It's too many competitors. The Sherman, the EXN or the EX, those are competitors. Yeah, so really on the fence. Doubtful that I'm gonna fork over a bunch of money to get the Abrams. So it's so we got the S20 and the Commander here, and the Abrams is down here. It's not up here, that's for sure. Well, last, but in this case also least, as you could have figured out by now, is the Gotway Hero. That is lowest on my list of wheels that I'm interested in. I'm basically not interested in it. If the S20 didn't exist, I would definitely be interested in it. But I just do not understand anyone who would be willing to spend the kind of money I'm hearing that they want for the Hero when you've got the Kingsong S20 with the build quality that we can expect from Kingsong compared to more than likely the crappy quality from Gotway. I mean, it looks okay, but from what I'm seeing, there's this massive amounts of metal in it. Some people seem to think that's good, but metal bends too, So in a way, plastic could be more resilient until it fails, of course. But so to me, the Hero is dead on arrival when I first heard about it and the price. And it's got 1,800 watt-hour battery. It basically kind of looks like it's built up from the guts of an RS, I would imagine, just based on the specs of the motor and the battery size. There's not too much more to say about that wheel. If I have the opportunity to test it and ride it, of course I will. Maybe it'll shock me. Maybe it'll be just wow. I don't know, but I have low expectations for that. So there you go. That's my list. S20, way up there. I've already bought one. Commander, way up there. I'm this close to buying one. And then the other two wheels are, so. Abrams definitely is much more interesting than the Hero. Hero is just like, no way. All right, guys. Hope you found this interesting, entertaining. And I'm going to continue the rest of my evening riding around the mountains of Southern California. See you later.